Alright, what is up, YouTube? I'm Corey. We're going to be looking at an LLDS pendulum list. I wanted to have a short discussion on this too. This was a theory that's been brought up by a few players. There's been a lot of talk, speculation right now, that pendulum might be the way to go towards the 200th. Now, I don't know what is bringing this into the woodwork now of all times, because a lot of people have already considered the format to be explored, to be dead, and even if we get a ban list before the 200th, pendulum is still an option for a lot of players. So why is it now that we're kind of starting to look towards pendulum and be like, maybe this deck gives us an opportunity to kind of revive and explore the format a little bit more. In the LLDS series, we've had a lot of roguish picks kind of come out of the woodwork. I don't think I've seen a very successful pendulum deck in the States for regionals in a while. I've seen more True Draco success than really anything at the moment. But we're starting to kind of, I don't know, there's that dedicated pendulum fan base out there, and I think they kind of like to look towards Zefra every once in a while, kind of take a few steps back and a few steps forward. I don't exactly know what their mentality is, but LLDS series, we've seen 3 or 4 pendulum lists kind of coming up. The Zodiac tournament this month, I've seen pendulums take a couple of wins, but when your opponent's board is just, they open the Goki U-Link combo, and you also have to remember, Europe doesn't have to deal with Summon Sorceress yet. When you're in the States, your opponent normal summons 2 monsters, you don't have a hand trap, and they proceed to U-Link you. You can't really break that board. So having this mentality of just pendulum might be the way to go, it seems very strange to me as a player. I don't know where they're going with this combo mentality. I understand 2-card starters, and I also understand that Electromite is now much more widely available to the player base, which is a very good thing in and itself, and it kind of, it's like, well, now I can now play this deck that I've wanted to play all formats, so fuck it. I guess availability in cards to more people, bringing down card prices, is more than enough reason for players to want to look towards a strategy and so forth. I'll give it to them. It seems like it could possibly work. I've seen some of the cool combos that decks like this can generate, don't get me wrong, but you gotta remember, for this deck to kind of come up now, I think a lot of people that are playing cherries would have had to have cut the Electromite as an option for them now, and so forth. It's kind of going to be like how True Draco kind of caught that event off of its back. What was it? It was Salt Lake City, the YCS. People stopped citing for True Draco. True Draco won the event. What a shocker, right? So, this is current, I believe this was 2nd place. This lost to Altergeist in the finals out of the New Zealand LLDS series. So, we have triple chronograph sorcerer for those of you that love this level 6. Be able to pop itself off, go get your time gazer magician. Outside of that, this deck is not playing Norito or any of the other level 6s. So, yeah, kind of interesting to see that they've cut the Xyz engine as a whole. I guess when your engines kind of clash at times, I mean, do what you gotta do. So cutting the Xyz engine from the deck, it seems better. 1 copy of Destrudo, paying half your life points to get a tuner on the field to produce some relatively good synchros. It's not a bad thing. 1 copy of Jackal King. Honestly, the 1 Jackal King, the 3 Master Cerberus ratio, actually looks relatively stable. I don't see any issue in this whatsoever. If you hard draw this, well, fuck. It's gonna be a yikes for me, dog, but I think the 3-to-1 ratio is absolutely fine. Now, this deck is playing 3 Gamma and 1 Driver. I don't have any immediate complaints about this, but I will say, having this be your only hand trap that you have access to in the deck is going to probably cause some issues for you the longer that you're playing out through the day, especially being 43 cards. You're playing a deck that definitely wants to go first and make those very strong boards, but you also need hand traps to kind of stop the advancement of your opponent. So if you're on a low count like this, you're just playing a going first deck at this point. For Zefra names, 1 Zefra Windy, 1 Zefra Thuban, and 1 Zefraxion. Honestly, this is fine. Just for the other names, for what you need them to do. Scale changing and other effects. We have 3 copies of Darkworm, 1 Gate 0. We are not playing the big fat gate, which is actually fine. 1 Gate 0 is fine as well. I'm scratching my head because I know a lot of people like having the additional Gate 0. So I'm fine with this. I don't know, it's kind of the same logic as this. You're playing 43 cards, kind of eliminate the purpose of drawing these bad cards. But my luck, it's like, you still want to play 2 Garnet because you don't want to brick it. Like, if you hard draw it, you're just like, fuck! So, there is that. 1 Time Gazer, this is fine. This is like the exception to the rule I'll make. Like, Chronograph itself is still a very good card. 3 copies of Zefrath. So, you're never going to be able to pull off the dual Pendulum Summon effect, I feel. But having the ability to load up the extra deck for more resources is definitely valuable. Only 2 copies of Zefranu and 1 Zefraxia. I feel definitely fine with this. These cards, the fact that Zefranu, I believe Zefraxia is also, yeah, they're both hard ones per turns. Keep that in mind. But unless your opponent's fucking removing this shit from play, they'll be in your extra deck loaded up as resources. So, yeah. no big things here. 1 Cyframe Driver, yeah, nothing to say there. 1 copy of Dragon Ravine, this is fine. You don't want to max out too hard on these. I mean, you're playing fucking 3 Terraforming, so you should get to this. We have triple copies of Dragon Shrine. 1 copy of Foolish Burial. Triple Oracle of Zefra. Remember, when you sync or summon, you choose 1 card from your deck and place it on the top of your deck. I think a lot of people forgot that effect. And then we have 1 Set Rotation. So many, like, field spells. I guess the card's at 1 for a reason. Triple Terraforming. Triple Zephyr Providence. Once again, probably fucking one of the best cards in your deck. And then 1 9 Pillars, 1 Zephyr Divine Strike. Wrapping up the extra deck. 1 Metaltron's a staple. Now, this particular deck is now playing 2 Electromite, 1 Land Phonicus. Getting cherried actually fucking sucks. Now that Land Phonicus exists, you can now bypass that. That way you can still maintain a generic monster that points down. And this was something as of late that this deck didn't have, that we now have. So this is a very good resource to you, only because if Electromite gets cherried, you can still continue to play around and do what you need. This card will be scrapped for a much better Link 2 in its lifetime that points better. But right now, this is what we're working with. 1 Decode Talker, still very generic. 1 Boral Sword for the OTKs that this motherfucker generates. 1 Borreload Dragon, because infinite reasons. 1 Yazi, 1 Stardust Charge Warrior. Anyway, remember, draw power is good in this deck, especially if you stack something on the top of your deck that you need with Oracle. 1 Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend, board wipes are good. Omega for piercing the hand. Dragster for fucking up our opponent's spells and traps. 1 copy of Shao Feng because floating is really good. 1 copy of Black Rose because board nukes. And 1 copy of Boxia because Boxia. Side deck, triple copies of Ash Blossom. This is where our other hand trap is to give us access to it later in the game. 1 copy of Gary the Turtle. 1 Performapal Odd Synchron. You'd be surprised how many times you actually need that additional name in this deck. 2 copies of Sphere Mode. Gotta break that Goki U-Luck. Triple Cosmic Cyclone. 1 Dark Hole. 1 Regeki. And triple Red Reboot, bringing this build to a close. You could tell that the deck was built more for like a localized environment and things like that. To those of you that still think the Pendulum is the way to go for the 200th, I look forward to seeing your results, the fruits of your labor. I still don't think it is the way to go, unfortunately. But you know what? Cheers to you. If you have success with the deck, I would love to hear about it, would love to cover a report on it. But when you have Altergeist, Goki, Sky Strikers still in the format, like, I don't know where you plan to go with your success. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me as a player. So, just my 2 cents. But yeah, guys, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about Zefra. pendulum magicians, whatever the hell this deck is anymore. It's just pendulums, I guess. Alright guys, I'm out. The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.